Hello and good evening from Germany. This is Jonathan Quell Higgins. It's good to see you all here on the show back. It's been a while. Reason is that our friend Swiss is still absent, and I have difficulties running my shows by myself. So no, Apes. Swiss didn't leave. Swiss is just having his priorities somewhere else, and I think that's it. So yeah, Swiss is still missing in action. I sent him an email inviting him to come to the show. Meanwhile, I'm running it by myself as good as I can. I see Patel Philippe is here in the comments. Patel, I would appreciate if you could hop on, because I need later on, I need somebody to pull up comments and pictures when I'm really unboxing the watch. So I'm not making a big fuss and tease you all with what I'm gonna unbox tonight, or what is going on tonight. I'm gonna be unboxing and presenting you the Richard Lange Tourbillon pour le Mérite, which I've been saving up for 18 months. And since 18 months, I've been in touch with the sellers. With the seller, I will give you a little bit the story, the backstory of it. Yeah, I'm proud to own it. I think it's a very special piece. I try to get into some of the details, and of course, I'm going to show you the watch live. So who do we have here? We have here Perth Luxury, this the little sneaky bitch. He's having James Bond quotations. I had a few optional extras installed. Lego is bringing out an Aston Martin V8 Vantage. That would be fantastic, actually, even though I don't like the Living Daylights, but that's an iconic piece. Our friend Russ here is in the comments. Can't watch live, like always, but he hopes it goes well. I do as well. So Perth Luxury, the call from Kennedy on Wednesday for Jubilee something. Oh, if we get 50 viewers, I'll reveal that model I got offered. So are you going to hop on the show if that's the case? Actually, we have 156 viewers at the moment. Can that be possible? So Perth, hop on. So I have no idea how that happened. We have 177 people watching here. I can't believe what's happening. Patel Philippe probably bought some Indian bots or something. There is no other explanation for that. So start the show already. Who does it pass 5 past the hour? That is a reference to Swiss, because Swiss doesn't want to be rushed, and he sets all the schedules 5 minutes after the full hour to give him an extra 5 minutes in order not to stress him. So yeah, the watch is not inferior. Jamie Opulence is asking the same question: where the Swiss guy should rename it German and John show? Well, I'm German and John, so probably I'm going to continue only with the John show. But I still have hope that Swiss will come back. So Apes, good to see you. Swiss didn't leave. Jacques Dros, very nice comment by Patel Philippe, who is always nasty as it can be. The reference is the regulator dial. Higgy is a little bit rusty. It's like riding a bike. You'll be fine after a few hundred yards. Hopefully that is. We have Berkluni here in the house. Congratulations, Higgy. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. I hope that you approve with my choice. It's a very special piece to me, and I think it's an unusual piece for the Archiverse or for our collector circle. And I will try to get a little bit later on that. We have Danger Will Robinson here. Danger, you're the moderator here, so please boot all the fikers who leave nasty comments. Danger. took you long enough to put a show. Yes, indeed. But I'm a little bit shy, and I don't like to run the shows by myself. And where's Patel Philippe? I mean, I was hoping that Patel Philippe comes on the show. Okay, so let's make a little bit of summary why Richard Lange and what is so special about them. Richard Lange is a little bit of an oddball. Richard Lange, I think is the grandson of the founder of the Lange company. Very skilled man, very skilled watchmaker. And that is the tribute to Richard Lange. Richard Lange watches are not about chronographs or moon phase or combined chronograph with perpetual calendars or minute repeaters or whatever. The philosophy in Richard Lange is going back to the roots, going back to guys like John Harrison or the famous German watchmakers who are out there, who made amazingly precise observatory watches which you could navigate with. I have 485 viewers. How is that possible? I have no idea. But welcome all the viewers. Please say hello, all new viewers. That is certainly a record. So Richard Lange is it is a very technical approach to watchmaking. Forget the decoration. It's a nice decorated watch, but this is about technology and readability, and that is one of the reasons why that dial is laid out like that. This is a so-called regulator dial layout. Why is that? When people used observatory watches in 1800, they only had candle lights that were not really powerful. There was no lume, and they had to read their marine chronometers or observatory pocket watches under all kind of conditions. And this layout proved to be better than the traditional layout with all hands in the center, because the hours are separated from the minutes, and those are separated from the seconds. So you knew which hand you're reading, and you couldn't make mistakes by reading them and putting them on. Oh, and we have the first guest. Welcome to 555 viewers, Patel Philippe Tanzil. Oh,
where's Perth Luxury? I thought it was 50 viewers.
Yeah, Perth Luxury just said that he's getting, but he said, didn't he say that he's revealing in live on the stream? He was not talking about comments.
No, he said he was going to come on, reveal what model of watch he got or something. He said 50 viewers. I think you were way over 50 when you read the comment.
So when he made that comment, did you pay then your bots or what happened?
No, I was I was just in the chat, and then you said hop on, so that's what I did. I thought Perth was gonna. I thought Perth was gonna be here.
Yeah, how is that possible that we have 522 viewers?
Well,
usually I'm happy when I have the double digits.
Look, there's not many videos of a Lange open heart, right? Or what we refer to as the hillbilly.
It's not open heart, you fiker.
Well, I mean, many to the untrained eye.
You've been watching too much Archie Luxury.
It could, to the untrained eye, it can look like an open heart. By the way, you got Perth in the chat. I don't have keys.
Perth, let's not split hairs. You said here on live on the air or something like that. At least I understood it that way. Now hop on and don't be a stranger. I think you owned it. You owe it to me. I mean, you Tanzil told me that you've been one of the biggest fans of the Perth Luxury show that we did in the morning. Is that correct?
I thought the Higgy GMT dynamic was one of the best. One of the best dynamics. Perth was one of my favorites.
Perth sucked, or
I'm not a big fan of the Boston Bruins, so I'll just say that.
Oh!
I just don't like the Boston Bruins. Nothing against Perth Luxury. I just don't like the Boston Bruins. We got Muhammad Ali in the house.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali, Tan and Higgy together. Thank you very much for your nice comment. Appreciate. I hope that you're doing good and you're spending a wonderful evening.
I'll help you out, Chili Badger. So only 4 upvotes and 500 viewers. Look, the open heart watches aren't really, they're not really that popular. And
if you mention again open heart watches, I have to mute you.
I mean, Marcelo and Mommy were having trouble even reading this watch earlier. So maybe should look. A lot of people were asking what's a regulator. Maybe walk us through what a regulator is, because I think a lot of people were asking
Come
about
on,
that.
we are here on the Swiss and John show. Everybody knows
Well,
what
not
a
everybody,
regulator
not
dial
everybody,
is and
not
how to read it.
not
I
everybody
mean,
does. We got crappy
we
luxury in the chat who's interested to learn.
yeah, probably for crappy we make an exception. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so it's very easy actually, and I think everybody guessed it already. So the big hand here in the center is the minute hand. The little hand here on the bottom on the right is the hours, and then the hand which is connected to the tourbillon, that is obviously the second hand. So you have the information hour, minutes, and seconds separate from each other instead of going in from one central axle. Did you mute yourself? No.
Nah, yeah, I was holding my breath. I was holding my excitement.
Okay.
So is that a complication though? Is a regulator a complication?
You know, that annoys me really. I mean, I've been
Hey, we got GMT in the
we have
chat.
Mr. GMT here.
Come on, guys. Perth, GMT, hop on. Come on, guys.
GMT knew since 18 months which watch I'm getting, and I'm giving him credit that he kept his mouth shut. I was sharing that information with some of my friends, and nobody leaked it. So kudos to everybody who knew and held tight. I was paranoid of losing that watch out because I didn't want to gather any interest to it until it was really mine.
Higgins, don't worry. Nobody leaked it because nobody believed you were going to get it.
Yeah, nobody wants that watch anyhow. So that's
all right. Let's keep going.
Okay, so yeah, where was I? No,
we were going through we were talking about the regulator. We were talking about complications. I don't know where you wanted to go next.
So the Richard Lange line is not about fancy complications. It's more about keeping precision. And this is the lineup at the moment. It starts with a normal Richard Lange, which is only optimized for reading a traditional way of time. This is also inspired by an old pocket watch that has been made in Germany. So that is be seen as a very readable dial. Then you have the Richard Lange jumping hour again. This regulator dial, which is a theme, but here you don't have the tourbillon, the fusée and chain, but you have a jumping second, which is a kind of cheap remontoire they have. Mm-hmm. Then you have the Richard Lange pour le mérite. Looks a little bit like the Richard Lange, the normally, but pour le mérite is always an indicator for fusée and chain, and we will come to the fusée and chain in a second. Then we have the Richard Lange minute repeater, which is a kind of odd thing, but it makes sense because, just like I said, in old times, it was very difficult to read the time, and minute repeater was certainly helpful for that. Then we have the tourbillon pour le mérite, so a combined tourbillon with fusée and chain, and with another unique feature, which is unique to this watch. So here now the Richard Lange lines goes tourbillon, and then you have the Richard Lange perpetual calendar Terra Luna with a beautiful astronomic function on the case back. Very complex watch, but also very thick and unobtainable for a normal punter just like myself.
Do you think your new watch is thick? It looked a little thick, but is it like what, 13 millimeters, 14 millimeters? What is it?
My watch is 12 millimeters thick.
Okay, that's not that bad.
It's not that much. So the competition is Ferdinand Berthoud. So my watch is 40. My watch is 41.9, so 42 millimeters diameter and 12.2 millimeters thick. And if you compare it with the competition, the only competition that this watch virtually has is the Ferdinand Berthoud. Ferdinand Berthoud is 44 millimeters versus 42. And the thickness Ferdinand Berthoud is 14 millimeters versus 12.2. So this is the smaller and slimmer watch.
Yeah, I mean, 12 millimeters is nothing. So for what you get, I think
it's not super flat because my perpetual calendar is 10 millimeters. So you can certainly see the difference, but it's still okay.
Yeah, I'd say for what it is, it's I think it's just fine at 12 millimeters.
Yeah, totally. So I'm just giving a little bit the story how I came to that watch. Then I'm gonna unbox it, and then if we are still having 550 people, then I'm going a little bit into the details. So what happened is Swiss and we have been talking about this watch for many years. I know that Swiss is a fan of it. I've been a fan of it. I loved the fusee and chain technology. Like I said, I will come back later to it. And I was a big fan of this watch. And I remember when we were on Tim Wright, there was an event of Pharaoh watches in New York. And we saw a guy who wore this particular watch. And I was freaking out. And I couldn't believe that somebody would wear this watch in public. I couldn't imagine that I would own this particular watch only 3 years later, but that's how it is. So I've been a big fan and supporter of this watch. This has been kind of my grail watch from Lange for a very long time. And 18 months ago, when Lange prices were at the bottom, I was researching how much they would cost on the secondary market. Yellow golds were around 130,000 euros. White golds were around 150, and platinum were around 180. And there was one announcement. You know that I'm a fan of platinum watches. So the only thing that I was really interested in was platinum. And there were three, I think, on Chrono 24. One was from Germany, and he claimed brand new, never worn. So you have to keep in mind this watch was produced in 2011. So how high are the odds that somebody would not wear such a watch?
Not very high. Not very high.
Rhetorical question. And you know, all the bullshit that people are saying, yeah, it went to service and was polished to new condition, and every seller has only immaculate watches. So many watches are compromised and have had some work being done. So to get down to the bottom of it, I think Russ pointed it out. So I called the seller. I reached out to him. I asked him if the watch is still available. He gave me his last name. I knew the city that he's in, so I called him directly, and we had a very friendly conversation. And he told me, "Look, I'm 70 years old now. I have a collection of 175 brand new unworn watches in my collection. 175 watches." And we're not talking about Lange slim watches or 1815 up-down watches. So he's only collecting limited edition, super special editions, also sets. He has a lot of sets in all kind of material variations and so on. So, and he told me, yeah, I bought this watch in 2011. And yeah, it's I've ever since had it in my collection, never wore it, and feel free to try it on. It was very important to me to see the watch again because I have seen it 2 years ago. I tried it on in the London boutique at Lange, and my interest was even increased then.
Can I just ask a question? So. So the watch is pitched as unworn. Obviously, you've tried it on. That's fine. And it's a 2011, or he purchased it in 20. That's 13 years ago.
Yes.
So he never wore the watch for 13 years, and now you buy the watch. Are you planning to send it for service? Are you worried about it, not being worn for 13 years, especially how complicated it is?
Very good question.
Yeah.
So I haven't checked it on my how do you call that little machine where you check
time grapher?
Time grapher, yes. So I have a little time grapher. I didn't have the time to check it on the time grapher. From the amplitude that the time grapher gives you, you have an indicator if a service is due. Servicing that watch will cost me easy 5,000 euros and probably will separate me from that watch for a year. I think the 5,000 is not well. It's a lot of money, but leaving it now for 1 year at Lange is the big obstacle for me. So at the moment, it's running fine. I have to check the time grapher about the amplitude. Everything runs smooth. You know that watch companies are now using synthetic oil. The watch has been kept in a climatized room. So I hope that it will run fine and that I can use it.
And you're thinking like a year and a half before you actually do send it off? Or I know you want to enjoy it right now, but do you anticipate it being longer than a year, or would you just use it for a couple of months?
I would anticipate that it's almost a year. I think the normal service times are at the moment are between 3 and 4 months at least with Lange. Okay. But such a complicated piece, I would assume that it would
or uncomplicated piece, right?
Yeah, that was the point that I tried to be on. So I was in my car yesterday virtually all day long, and you called me at the worst imaginable moment. It was already night, and the autobahn was closed, and policemen were just in front of my car, redirecting me, and I had no idea where to go. But I had to leave the highway, and then you're calling me and say your watch doesn't even have a complication, and I told you fike off because tourbillon and fusée and chain is a complication, and then thinking about it a little bit longer and having more discussions then during the night because you couldn't let it go, brought me to the conclusion that it's not really a complication. So tourbillon is not a complication. Fusée and chain is not a complication. The only complication along to Hodinkey's definition of complication is the hacking second.
Yeah, I don't know what everybody on YouTube struggled with you over the years. You just need to grind Higgins down. You know, call him a couple of times, you grind him down, he'll believe whatever you say at that point.
Yeah. Geneva Seal with Moser was your masterpiece.
But like Hodinkey saying that a hacking seconds is a complicated. Come on, Higgins, come on.
Well, Hodinkey says it's a hacking second. I mean, you reference Hodinkey and Timosso.
No, I don't reference Hodinkey
all the time.
No, I reference Timosso just because it pisses you off.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
Oh, look, he did a great video on this watch. I saw it the other day, and it was an excellent video. He didn't point to some of the finishing that I talked about, earlier with you and whatnot, but maybe whenever you get to that point when you're looking at the movement, we can go through the finishing.
Yeah. So but that was the unpleasant part of yesterday's events, that you kept on nagging me with complications or not. So thank you very much again for that. Basically we have here a 3-hander watch. It doesn't even have a date. Doesn't have a moon phase, doesn't have a calendar, doesn't strike or anything. It is only hours, minutes, and seconds, and this doesn't have a complication. It's that simple. Okay. I will try to continue the story with the guy with the 170 watches. So I had to meet him up because I wanted to make sure that the watch is not too big. Usually my watches are 38.5. That is the sweet spot for Lange. This is 42. So I was not sure if it was too big for me or not. And I wanted to try it on again. And he invited me. I think 2 days later, I drove down. He had a tray with like 10 Lange watches, all in perfect conditions. And the watch was on the table. 1 second. I hope that I find a picture of it. Yeah, the watch was on the table, and it was apparently in brand new condition, everything perfect. But now the problem started because he insisted that I'm not touching the watch.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he was very, very complicated with his behavior, I would say.
And the watch had all stickers on it, or was it like just you could put it on?
Partly stickers, yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah, I mean, if the stickers are on the case, what's wrong with?
Yeah, at that time, as far as I know, Lange didn't make stickers. The stickers is only in the in the buckle, and there is the flag. Why can't I share that picture that I have on? And I don't want to dox my wife. Okay, doesn't work. Let me check. No, I can't share. Okay. Amateur hour.
Do you want to send me the picture?
Yeah, I'm sending you the picture. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right. Yeah, just send me the picture.
Yeah, I have difficulties to talk, and so from my wife to Tanzil. Okay.
And by the way, the chat's getting restless. They want to see the watch. I told
yeah. So
okay. Well, I told Angie you're still paying for it, so it'll be 12 months.
Should I unbox the watch right now, or should I finish the story?
Yeah, finish your story. Take your time.
Okay. So yeah, 1 second. It's now I'm in a different module now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get.
Can you present it?
Yeah, just give me a sec.
So he was very peculiar about the condition of the watch, but I had no problem with that, because that's exactly the seller that you want. If you're buying such an old watch, which is advertised being perfect and unworn, you want exactly a seller like that who doesn't like strangers like Patel Philippe or me touch the watch all over the place. And so the best that I could get is that he's having the strap in both fingers. He didn't touch the case, and he was laying it over my wrist, and that is the picture that I just sent you. So that was the best that I could get. That is the Higgins wrist, and he's holding the watch, and you can see the tray below with a couple of other Lange watches that he had in his collection. So everything that he said was totally spot on. And the watch was as perfect as he said, and I have no doubt that he has that number of Lange watches in his collection. Now, we agreed on the price. He went a little bit on with the price, but not very much. We agreed on on a price of 155,000, which was cheap back then. Keeping in mind that the other watches, the platinum watches, were 180 on Chrono24. And I was inquiring Lange if they had a platinum one. They said no. We only have one in our boutiques, which is the white gold. And they were selling the white gold for 255,000 euros. So 100,000 euros more than the platinum watch. And in the meantime, the retail for the white gold is 285. And probably a platinum would be 320, 350, whatever. Yeah, how does he store 170
That's what I was thinking. I agree with Jamie.
I was talking to him yesterday, and he told me he has a climatized room only for boxes. And I will show you the room. He labels every single box with a description of the model, and then he has color-coded stickers on it. Because he has a certain technology how to keep the watches, the boxes, and I'm going to show you that a little bit that now. So I will go down now to the other room and show you the box and talk a little bit about that, and you keep the audience entertained, I would say. Is that okay for you, Tanzil?
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
So I'll hop on in a minute or so.
Yeah, take your time.
I'm just closing the screen share. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can talk whatever you want.
I can talk to the chat. We can we can talk about this uncomplicated, not so complicated Lange open work hillbilly tourbillon 2.0. What do we have in the chat? We got Apes in the chat. We've got Jamie Opulence, Aunt G, Renee Delapons. We got Mr. GMT, Perth Luxury, Chili Badger, Canuck Watch Collector. We've got a lot of folks in here. But yeah, no, I was super excited to hear that Jonathan got this piece. For me, one of the biggest and very unique unboxings, I would say, I've ever seen on YouTube. And just a really, really amazing watch that it's just something you probably won't ever encounter in your life. I don't think I'll ever encounter another one of these. So very, very happy to have it as well. Oh, hey, we got CB listening as well. Great to have you, CB. I know that Jonathan, when he comes back, will be happy to have you and see you in the chat. Yeah, Ape says I can't unsee it. The open heart. Yeah, I've been poking a bit of fun at Jonathan about the watch because, when we kind of were talking about the price tag, and I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking what complications are in this watch, just because I'm a big guy into paddock complications, and then I started thinking about, well, how many complications actually are in this watch, and then Higgins and I came to the realization that there probably aren't any complications in such an expensive piece. But that does not take away from how good this watch really is, and hopefully Jonathan will be able to show it to you guys in a second here. But yeah, I actually was interested. I'm probably going to ask him a little later around maybe because there are a few different pour le mérite at Lange that use the fusée and chain system. So it'd be interesting for me. I'm curious to know like what his thought process was choosing this one. It is a larger size. He mentions 38.5. For him is an ideal sweet spot. So this is considerably larger, and I can tell from experience that Lange watches, at least for me, don't really fit true to size. They do fit a bit bigger. So yeah, I'd be interested to get his take on how it feels on the wrist, especially big dress watch, 42 mil, almost like that'll be interesting to get the response on that. Got Mental Jock or what we call Frozen Jock, who's in my home country of Canada, I think right now. Hopefully you're staying warm, Mental Jock. And she's asking, when am I picking up a Lange? Honestly, Angie, I've been talking to Higgins about the only Lange that I really, really want is the Datograph. So that one, I just need the price to be in a sweet spot for me. They're hovering around 70 grand. I want the original Datograph, not the up down. But that would be the Lange I would buy. Ooh, Mental Jock, you're going to be going back to the heat. The heat in a few days. You're going to love it. Higgins, what are you doing over there? Hey, we got another Higgins here.
Okay.
You're echoing.
Yeah. One second. I have two windows open. Okay, now it should be better.
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
Ooh, Jamie Opulence, 42 mil is pushing it. Can't see Higgy sticking with this long term on that. But yeah, I agree.
What?
We were talking about the size of the watch, how you were talking about 38.5 is your sweet spot. And this being a 42 mil, it's quite large for a dress watch. So we were interested to hear your take on the fit when you show it on the wrist. Well, tell us. You're going to have it on the wrist in a second, right?
To be honest, I don't see it as a dress watch, as a traditional dress watch. This is more a technological thing that can be a little bit bigger. So it's more like a tool, a little bit, like a very fancy tool, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So it's just like you have your Porsche GT3 with a big ring.
Look, you call it not a traditional watch or what have you, but then you look at the case back and you see they've screwed down the chatons and stuff. Come on, that's traditional watchmaking. They don't even do that anymore. So I don't know.
They're not having screwed chatons. What are you talking about?
Screwed down the screws. You know how they screw them down?
Of course they have them.
No, I know, but that's traditional watchmaking.
Yeah, that's
style of it. That's what I'm saying. Is you were saying, hey, it doesn't remind me of a traditional watch, but the way Lange does their movement and using the screws for the chatons, that is extremely traditional watchmaking.
Yeah.
All right, let's go full screen for you, Higgy.
Can you do that?
No, I don't have keys. Don't have keys.
Yeah, the problem is we have that cheapo StreamYard, and now the
it's
main
okay. Just hit yourself. Yeah, hit yourself as solo layout, and then I'll just talk about people saying stuff in the chat.
Okay, I'll be back.
Tripod fun for Higgy. Tripod fun for Higgy, please and thank you. Yeah, Jamie, I agree. It's not really a convincing answer. He says it's not traditional, but I mean, you've got a regulator dial, a very, very traditional, traditional finishing on the movement. I even told Higgy yesterday. I was looking at the movement, and I'm like, "Oh, I see a bunch of interior angles," and he's like, "Oh no, those aren't interior angles. They're rounded out." And then he sends me a text this morning saying, "Look at all these interior angles I found, which are the same ones I sent him yesterday." So I wouldn't, you know, I think at nighttime Higgy can get a little confused. Yeah, tripod fun along with StreamYard lessons, that's for sure. Yeah, Apes, I'll ask him. I'll ask him when he comes back.
So the room where the main
whoa! We got a big super chat here, Higgins. Thomas Burnett, £9.99 sterling. Let's get this unboxing started.
Thank you very much for the super chat, Thomas. So, can't you pull up comments?
No, you have to have keys.
Oh shit! Okay. Yeah, the problem is we only have 2 administrators in that StreamYard.
No, look, there's a couple of comments. Let me just say them out loud. So Apes is asking, what other heavy hitters is your friend selling? If you want to disclose that.
I haven't really asked him. I asked him 3 or 4 pieces that other collectors were interested in, and he didn't have them anymore. Because what he told me is he already sold 85 of his collection.
Mm-hmm.
So he has those Handwerkskunst sets, limited editions to 20 years of Lange. So he's having those. I know that he has a Cabaret Tourbillon Handwerkskunst, for example, and most of the stuff. I haven't seen all the watches. I have only seen those 10 that have been on the tray that you've seen on the picture.
So Apes, it sounds like almost everything's for sale.
Yeah, and everything brand new. He's wearing an Apple Watch, and the funny thing is, he told me then later when we made the deal, he told me, well, you can easily put that watch in a safe for another 10 years and then sell it for a hefty profit. And I looked him in the eyes and I told him, no, I'm going to wear this watch.
Of course.
And I could see his jaw dropping because he was wearing an Apple Watch and he's not wearing his collector's watches, which is really incredible or unbelievable. So here you can see his way of labeling the outer carton. So that is the sleeve that is around the original carton. And so he mentions the particular watch, and then he has colored stickers, and I will come to them when I show you the watch. So here you have the normal Lange box that you all know, and if you flip that open, Mrs. Higgins, can you hold the camera? So then this lid flips down.
Yeah, see, it's a missed opportunity for not to flip them over.
Yeah, flip them over. So Mrs. Higgins is holding the camera now. Big shout out to Mrs. Higgins. Maybe a super chat from Mrs. Higgins. So here you have the leather sleeve then with the papers inside. I'm not gonna dox myself. So here's the manual instruction, and here is the warranty information. But I'm not gonna dox that at the moment. So yeah, and he's so peculiar. He's putting a kind of toilet paper that those 2 books are not rubbing on each other.
Well,
Again,
he's being meticulous.
Yeah, but you want this kind of seller exactly when you're buying a watch.
Of course you do.
You don't want somebody like Patel Philippe who eats in hole in the wall.
I'm eating fried chicken with my perpetual calendars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, okay. So here's the box, which is really nice because it shows the tourbillon and it also shows the regulator display and the famous button here to push it open, and then you open it, And of course, you can't see a watch because, of course, I'm wearing my watch already.
Very nice.
So I've not been duped.
Okay, so I mean, it doesn't look big. It doesn't look big on the wrist. It looks.
I think it looks okay.
Yeah, it looks, it fits fine.
Once again.
I mean, you just lost about 10 grand right there, but
Yeah, who cares? Who cares? So here you can see the thickness. I left that little flag on just for you guys. I'm going to remove it now. I just wanted to show you that it's really... probably I need scissors. So the CITES flag, but you can still see here the blue sticker inside of the clasp.
Hey, deploying buckle?
Yeah, of course, deploying buckle, platinum.
Ah, I mean, Lange doesn't do a lot of deploying buckles. That's a
No. Usually you pay extra, but back then in 2011, that was still part of the deal.
Are there any watches in Lange's lineup that are this expensive that they don't do a deploying buckle?
I think the Datograph, for example, doesn't have it, but that is a different price range.
Yeah.
I think in that price range, you get the deployment buckle, but Russ knows that better than me. But Lange, of course, they prefer selling you that platinum buckle instead of adding it free of charge.
Thomas Burnett says, it looks beautiful, Jonathan.
Thank you very much, Thomas. I really appreciate that, and I agree with you.
And we got a comment from CB. CB's joining. He's been listening in for a little bit. Yep. Yeah, you had left the room and CB was there. CB says it's not a Patek, but it is very nice. And we have
Nice.
Jamie. We got Jamie Opulence who says fair play, pursuing your horological dreams.
Yeah, just like I said, I've been talking, or Swiss and I, we've been talking about this particular watch for a very long time, and my enthusiasm for this particular watch never toned down.
Now, can you be honest with me? Can you actually read this watch? Be honest.
At the moment, not, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting.
Why would you buy this
10
watch?
to 10.
Oh yeah, okay. This is probably the easiest way to read it right now.
It's almost 10 to 10, so it's not difficult to read. But of course, I'm going to show you the highlight of the watch, which of course is the case back, because we're talking here about watchmaking. Thank you very much, Mrs. Higgins, for the meantime. So what you see here is, first of all, you see the engraved balance cock. Why isn't it? No, it's focusing. Engraved balance cock, and you can see a micro perlage here on that field. So the perlage is smaller. Actually, my iPad was better earlier than this one.
That's okay.
So you can see a micro perlage, and you can see the fusée and chain.
Why don't you grab like a pen or something to just point at it? Might be easier.
Yeah. Mrs. Higgins, can you give me a pen, please? Can you give me a pen, please? This bloody iPhone doesn't focus, and I don't know why.
We got Loose Tooth in the chat who's saying, congrats on the Lange, Higgy. Great.
Thank you very much, Loose Tooth. Very much appreciated.
Great ASMR watchdog. Yeah, go ahead.
So the micro perlage is over there, but it's very hard to see. That is a smaller perlage, just like normally. And here you can see...
Hold on, Higgins. JL says it's because it's focused on the case on the watch. That's why.
Yeah, my iPad was better a little bit earlier. So how can I avoid that? He means the box.
It's focusing on the case of the watch as opposed to like the movement. So the case is going in focus and then it's making the move. Yeah, it's a bit better. Yeah, that's a bit better.
Yeah, but then I can't point the pen.
It's okay. I think this might be just easier for you to talk.
So on the top here, you can see a little line, silverish line, which shows the chain, and probably you can see the chain a little bit better when I try to wind this watch. Actually, this is annoying me. Keep on talking. I will try to hop on with my iPad. It was better with the iPad. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys. It's just us again because Higgins is having some technical difficulties. So I'll just go through the chat. But yeah, JL is definitely the focus. That was the issue. Yeah, Abe's points it out in a Mont Blanc. In watchmaking, there is the right way, the wrong way, and the German way. Yes, CB. I think you and I have a very similar taste. And yeah, I feel the exact same way about Lange. JL says, "Can you turn the light off the camera?" I don't know what Higgins is gonna do, man. Trying to help him with technology is, yeah, it's not what I'm signing up for on a Friday afternoon. Apes 10. Ask Jonathan Quill Higgins. He can send me that Mont Blanc. He's point. Yeah, I'll definitely ask him to send you that. Jamie Opolis, Lange watches are better viewed from a case back perspective. Yeah, I would say everyone except for maybe the Lumen. I would agree with that. Are you back?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I have some comments for you. So, so number one, Apes is asking if you can send him the Mont Blanc that you used to point out the movement.
No way. That is my personal pen. That is a carbon fiber pen that I've been using now for many years. Beautiful piece. 1 second. I'm going to show it to you. Yeah, that's the carbon fiber Starwalker
Very nice.
pen in black.
And I mean, Jamie's saying that he says that Lange watches are better viewed from a case back perspective. And I mean, I don't know if you disagree. I agree with Jamie on that. But
That's just nasty again.
I don't think it's nasty.
But what do you expect from you, Patek Philippe fanboys? Come on.
Yeah.
Just be a little bit civil. And you see here now it's focusing a little bit better on the movement.
Yeah.
Would you agree on that?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
So I'm winding up the watch, and you can see the chain pulling while I'm winding the watch. Second. Can you see the chain moving?
Yep, we can see it.
So that is the mainspring barrel. That is a cone-shaped fusée next to it, and those are connected with that chain. The cone-shaped fusée is upside down, so the base of the cone, you can see here, and it goes down into the movement. And I will explain the fusée and chain a little bit later into detail. But the most important thing, of course, here is the little chain, which is so unusual, and not many makers are doing that.
And I remember us talking about this months ago, and I asked you about the chain, whether they do any finishing to the chain. And you said they don't. The chain
Well, it is brushed. It is brushed.
Okay.
Zenith did a highly polished one, but that is brushed. What I was reading is those little parts of that chain are so small. If you assemble them, you have to have a little space between those links. Otherwise, the chain is getting stiff. Do you know what Lange did to make sure that there is a minimal distance between those parts, but not too much?
No, I don't.
They put sheets of paper between it. And when they were finished with the chain, they burned the paper.
Have you not? The reason I asked the question was, have you not taken the loop to the chain at all and just had a quick look?
Yeah, I of course I had.
And it's
when
I
was not driving, I had. So
right.
So this is unidirectional brushing.
Okay, cool.
So we have another guest, Lemon Curly. I hope that you behave. I let you on. So hello, good evening. Oh, 1 second. Okay. Hello to Lemon.
Hey,
congratulations, Higgy.
Hey.
I just wanted to let you know I received a very large gift certificate for a half a pound of lemon kush at my dispensary from our boss here. So he told me I had to come on and do a little bit of strap talk with you.
Yeah, look, Higgins, I've been criticizing the movement and the finish, my expertise, but I had to bring a strap expert in. So if you don't mind showing us the strap as well, we'd love to.
I am telling you, Higgy, flip it over. See now, Higgy. What was my number one criticism about your strap choices? You don't remember.
You don't like contrast stitching.
Exactly. See, exactly. Look at this. Look at the difference.
Yeah, it's boring.
It does not pull away from the watch at all. It doesn't pull. Look at the strap. Look at the strap. You could see
it's
all
boring.
the detail in the grains.
This is not the way that it's done, and you can bet your lemon kush
he's going to change it.
Sooner than later I will have a strap with contrasting stitching.
I knew it. He just, man. Tan, how do you stay friends with this dude?
Yeah.
Well, I find it interesting. I find it interesting that you would call a Lange, product boring. Like, it's supposed to be exciting, Higgins. This is
I'm calling
calling
the strap boring.
Now, Tan sent me a message to ask you. Now, look, I love white dials, but what is this cuckoo clock chain technology that this watch has?
The surface is called Rodine. So this is a solid silver dial, and they're putting some rhodium powder on it, which gives it a grayish, dull shine. The light is not perfect. I hope that it's getting brighter a little bit when we have sunny days.
No, but I was saying, what is Higgy talking about this Fugé?
He's talking about the Fugé and chain.
And he told me, he goes, Curly, it's really easy. It's cuckoo clock technology. It's like, just think of a chain hanging on the cuckoo clock and how it makes.
Of course it's not.
Oh.
No, it has nothing to do with those weights that are put on a chain. It has a chain, yes, but the purpose of the chain is totally different.
So Higgy, I remember the last time I was on your show, I was asking about your journey as a watch collector, and you said, Curly, once you reach the point I've reached in my journey in collecting watches, it's a natural choice to have a bespoke watch. But it seems like since you've been hanging around with Tan, you went back to this is the second Lange and Sona you've bought since Tan's been like pushing you to go back into.
You're giving yourself and Tan too much credit. How long are you in the Archiverse, Curly?
Look, Higgins wants to be part of the elite circle. This is why he had to name the channel Elite Luxury.
No, Curly. I was selecting and paying for that watch even before you officially joined the panels, and even before we had that conversation.
That's the bespoke watch.
No, this particular watch.
This.
I've been paying for this watch now for the last 18 months.
Curly, it's been on layaway since 1995.
I didn't want to say that. So this is a layaway watch?
No, it's not a layaway. I wouldn't call it layaway, but.
Oh well, wait a minute. So did you get the watch first, and then you were making payments, or you had to make
the watch was with the collector, and I was slowly paying it off.
Isn't that layaway? Does he know what layaway is? Maybe they don't.
Yeah,
that's what I thought layaway was.
Okay, well then it's layaway.
I like the box a lot.
I call it slow pay. Come on, Curly.
No, slow pay.
Don't
slow pay.
The box is nice though. The box is nice.
Yeah,
the box. Not a. It's not wood. It's not shiny. It's not laminated, lacquer finished and stuff. It's nice.
Hey, where are we going next? What are we going to show us next?
I'm glad that you approve. No, I just wanted to show you one thing because
the stitching is also very nice because it matches the same color as the box. That
case had a yellow sticker, and the yellow sticker indicates something special. If you have a look at that little holder, why is that fucking thing always falling? Okay, so that is usually the cushion where you put the watch on, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So that is true leather. That is true leather. Over the years, those tend to stick together. So what he does is he puts all the holders like that with a little paper between, and if he does that with a watch, then it receives a yellow sticker.
Oh wow!
That is how organized.
He's being very meticulous.
Yeah, but again, that is exactly the type of seller that you want.
Higgins, we got a question in the chat from Jay Gray. He's asking, when did JQH3 first see the watch? Please and thank you.
Well, in August 2022, 18 months ago. And when I saw it, I bought it because I was already determined to get it. So I knew exactly what I wanted, and that I wanted this particular watch. It was only the question on agreeing on the price, and if the seller was willing to hold the watch for me until I fully paid it.
Very nice.
So, I mean, so this is so. What do you compare this to? You're obviously Tan. You're comparing this to what, a Patek?
Yep.
There is no Patek that has this kind of technology.
Yeah, I mean, Patek wouldn't put they wouldn't show the tourbillon. They wouldn't use a cutaway and then retract it. They just wouldn't show the tourbillon on the dial.
Yeah, they are hiding their tourbillons because they are fucking ugly.
What do you mean it cut away?
No, that's not true.
Can you show Curly how
the hole in the dial?
Yeah, Curly. I don't think he saw like how it moves. How because the tourbillon's like, yeah. So you can see where it shows the hours, where it's like 7, 8, 9. That's hiding part of the tourbillon. So when he turns the crown and it goes to a different hour, like midnight, when you don't need to see those hours, you'll see what happens when he does it.
1 second, I'll be back. I have to pull the crown, and then I'm going to show you what.
He's so excited. Isn't he like a little kid?
Okay.
Good for you, Higgy.
So what Patel Philippe is trying to explain is, here is the hour hand. The hour now shows 10, and this little subdial is distracting the view partially on the tourbillon. Now let's have a look to what happens when you don't need that subdial anymore. So we are now at 11. And now we are reaching 12.
Holy shit.
Yep.
So, Ted, let me ask you something.
Sure.
I mean, when you guys reach this point, this high horology, okay, and you look at something like this, I mean, what is it is it the aesthetics that attract you, or is it the movement and the engineering and the complications and the way the watch works? I mean, because look, I mean, that's
on this is kind of it's kind of two things on this one. I would say it's less on the aesthetic, at least on the dial side. I would say it's more on the movement finish, as well as the technology and the movement on this. I mean, it's a tourbillon. It's got the fusee and chain. It's going to be an extremely accurate watch. And obviously the finishing is pretty at high end, Jonathan. I don't think you expected to see the internal angles when I messaged you about them. Well, you didn't believe me, right? I don't know what when you said they weren't.
Yeah, I was focusing on other angles. But I will show you the so-called flip-flop dial, and that is a term coined by Swiss again. Now we are almost approaching 6 o'clock, and you can see the subdial then flipping out, or showing up again.
Yeah. There's a good comment here by CB Higgins if you want to pull it up.
Jonathan, since you got this watch, how many times have you triggered that mechanism? How many times have you done it? I mean, do you keep playing with it? Like, you just keep looking at it and you keep playing with that function?
Yeah, like I said, 20 times, because I've had a busy day today and I was driving all day long.
You know, Ken, the last time that I was on Higgy's channel, now I don't know who made this Excel spreadsheet, but he had a spreadsheet and it had Lange and Sona on one side, and then it had Patek Philippe on the other side, and he was showing all the hours of finishing compared.
Oh yeah,
Lange and Sona to Patek.
Yeah, I remember that.
You guys are. I mean, it's like. I mean, I understand it because like fishing guys do the same thing with high-end Japanese reels, but it's so.
You had to bring up the fishing now.
Nah, I just think
I'm just saying it's just mechanisms. I mean, you can't tell me that. I mean, you had a bespoke watch made, but I mean, when you describe all the finishings and stuff, I dig that. I dig the engineering, the handmade stuff. That's what makes these things unique. I mean, and if you're gonna dig down into actually how many hours of hand finishing from Lange and Sona compared to Patek. You obviously want to have that information, so when you guys get into your, into your talks, you kind of use it to ball. You kind of weaponize it to ball bust each other. I get it.
So we have an interesting comment here from CB, and I would like to ask Patel Philippe if he agrees with that comment. CB says the fusée and chain is a complicated remontoire. German watchmaking is about complicating something simpler. Would you agree on that?
I mean, you're screwing down chatons, right? Isn't that
That
making
was not the
something?
question.
But isn't that making something more complicated that could be simpler?
No, but I disagree that it's a complicated remontoire.
Oh no, yeah, that's fine. I meant more about, like, I think his point is they overcomplicate something that doesn't need to be as complicated, and that's why I said the screw down of the chatons. They don't need to do that.
Yeah.
It's purely decorative.
Okay, from that perspective, yes. But on the other hand, nobody had a fusée and chain. Langepedia made a very good article about the fusée and chain pour le mérite, and they said the initial collection of Lange were 4 models. 3 of them were not really mechanically challenging, with the exception of the big date. So to really fight with the established high-end with Swiss watchmakers, they had to do something extraordinary, and that was the fusée and chain, because nobody did that in a wristwatch.
But then now there's a few of them, right? Like Romain Gaultier does it.
Yeah, but
Zenith has it.
But we're talking about 1994.
I know, but in today's day and age, how many brands do this?
A couple of them, but Romain Gaultier is a bad example, because it's not even a fusée.
And then Zenith does it.
Zenith does it, yes.
Who else?
Breguet, Zenith does it also with a tourbillon, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Breguet does it with a titanium tourbillon, and as far as I know, Ferdinand Berthoud does it.
I see.
Higgy, what's the chain made out of? What material is the chain made out of?
The chain?
Platinum?
I don't know. I think it's steel. It's steel, because it is a tiny thin thing that needs to pull 2 kilograms or 4.5 pounds. So it has to be
durable.
Yeah, CBS at Ferdinand Berthoud here. Mm-hmm.
So this watch has never been worn? It was brand new?
Well, I wore it now a couple of times, but it was perfectly new when I received it. And I reached out to Monochrome, and they want to feature it in another article. That means another couple of days wearing it very carefully and making sure that there are no scratches in. And getting a new strap, because this strap is certainly not for a high-end article about...
In the article, can you use the pseudonym Lemon Kush Curly?
Is there any way you could put Archie in there? Can you fit Archie Luxury in there?
Well, I'm banned on Archie, so why would I bring him up?
I don't know. Bear Clooney was in the chat telling you to come on tonight, so I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Bear Clooney has a lot of pull on the Archie Luxury channel.
Yeah, but I respect bans.
I don't know about that
Bans
either.
are made to be broken.
We have Crappy in the chat who disagrees, so.
Yeah, bans are... Wow. I mean, there's the king of hypocrisy right there. Jesus Christ, Crappy. You got some room to talk. Hey, interesting 26 minutes you did on your watch today, Crappy. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that is a good question, Apes. That Apes is asking what's next. And that is a difficult question because at the moment I'm financially drained and I can't imagine what's next. But I'm trying to get the Simon Brett. People know that I'm trying to get my foot into the door.
Yeah. My wife just asked, "Is Crappy on with you?"
Do I sound like Crappy?
No, I'm on with Jonathan Quayle Higgins. Oh, that's even better. So Higgy, did you what about the Lange and Sona when you were in Canada, right? When you and Tan unveiled both your watches?
Location. Undisclosed location.
Undiscussed. Sorry.
So
Do
what
you
is
still
what is
have
about-
that, or did you get rid of that to get this?
No. I have it. I still have it. It's
So
in
you
the
got
back.
Lange & Söhne bespoke watch. What is next on the?
Yeah, just like I said, Simon Brett is the next
Simone
one.
Brett.
Yeah.
You got a few more comments there, Higgy, in the chat.
Yeah, Jamie Opulence is asking the what? And JL is asking Curly about his rating of the strap here. Curly.
No, JL, his straps, the color choice, I love. The grain, I love. I'm not a contrast stitching kind of guy. Not even in vehicles. I just think it's an unnecessary enhancement, I guess. But I mean, this is just like. Can I see the buckle, Higgy? Oh,
This is
point.
special though on a Lange, the point buckle. They don't put them on very often on these watches.
Now
Deployment buckle and
this is
platinum.
all platinum, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, you still got stickers on it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Iggy, I look at that thing and I try to tell myself 200 grand, but then again, you know what? If you're passionate about your hobby and you got to do the Mount. And so is this the Mount Everest the watches, Tan, for high horology, or what do you think?
I don't think there's too many around that are better than this. I think CB even recognized it in the chat, and this is Jonathan, huge congrats for this, getting this kind of a piece. It's really, really spectacular, I would say.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I'm pretty happy, but there is always something better and bigger and more expensive, of course.
Sure.
Where's the negativity coming from, John? This should be
No. I'm just being realistic, but I'm pretty happy, and that is the watch that I was after for many years. So I'm happy that I finally have it. Of course.
You had a good question from Thomas Burnett, who's asking your opinion on hidden tourbillons. One above that one.
1 second. Hidden tourbillons. Do you think that they should be on show, or do you prefer the tourbillon, fusée, and chain to be only on show from the reverse? Actually, personally, I would prefer to have them hidden. I don't like those cutouts, even when they come with a proper tourbillon. But you have no choice, so you take what you can get. And keep in mind, if that cutout wouldn't be there, there would be no need for that flip-flop sub-dial. So, and that is such a
Your audio.
Your audio's, it's gone out of it.
Oh yeah, I'm touching the microphone. Okay, so that cutout sub-dial is such a unique feature that I don't want to live without.
So you want the cutout, or you don't want the cutout?
In generally, I would prefer not having the cutout, but here the cutout
Because of the
makes
mechanism.
room for this special function.
Yeah. So by the way, Curly, that's the Patek Philippe ways to hide the tourbillon. So I do appreciate Jonathan's recognition of the greatest watch brand of all time.
Well, that is debatable, but I approve with hiding it. Yeah.
Assad really has a good comment here. I really think you should put
One second. There's one?
No, Saad. Rolex
Yes,
watches.
John.
Rolex watches.
Oh, Rolex watches. Yeah, I had that already. Rolex watches are very poor. Independent.
You booting yourself off for?
Say it again.
You booted yourself off.
That's his
Myself?
computer. It glitches sometimes. No, you left the panel and came back. You buffered.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here on the Wi-Fi now, so probably.
Can you flip it, Jonathan? Jonathan, when you do these presentations, you got to make sure your lighting's better. It's your dial.
I'm not a professional YouTuber. I don't care. Take what you get or leave the room.
Easy, Buckaroo, easy. Flip it over, Jonathan. Can you flip it over?
Yeah. You don't believe me. You don't believe me, Curly. I'm not striving out for a YouTube career. I do what I like, and that's it. And I have no plans in getting monetized or getting any fame from my YouTube activity.
I'm not interested in your resume. I'm interested in the watch.
Good.
That's it. That doesn't have the that doesn't have the does that have the see I can't see because of the lighting. I'm looking for the engraving and the
balance
course
cock.
it has.
Yeah.
there we go.
The engraved balance cork.
Yeah, you couldn't see it because of the lighting,
I
John.
think
That's pretty
it's
cool. I mean,
difficult.
imagine what it takes to engine turn and make those little pieces and stuff. That's amazing. That
I pointed out to the micro perlage here on the bottom of that cock, which is smaller than a normal perlage.
what is it though? What is it? What is the maintenance regimen for something like this, Jonathan?
Every 5 years.
They just take it apart, clean it, oil it.
Yeah.
Then they, I mean, they don't ever tell you, okay, you have to change the chain in 10 years, or they just when they clean it and oil it, they
chain should last forever if maintained correctly.
Well, that's what I was asking him, Curly, because it's been unworn for 13 years, right? I was like, oh, you're gonna
say what?
Yeah, it hasn't been worn for 13 years. It hasn't been serviced.
So the dude that bought this, the collector that he bought this from, had it for 13 years. He just bought it, tucked it away.
Yeah.
Not only that, he paid almost 190,000 euros for it and sold it for 155 to me.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, CB, it's not 8 grand, it's 5 grand. I was checking.
For the service?
Service, yeah. The problem is
so you're actually going to change the strap on this watch.
Yes. I can't get rid of it fast enough.
Well, I mean, why? But I don't get it.
Because it's boring.
Or you don't want to wear it out.
No, it's boring. It's a black strap. It can't get any more boring than that.
What was the rating? Like 3 out of 10?
My rating?
Yeah, your rating.
One out of 10 because it's an alligator strap and it's matte.
That's what's so cool about it.
Yeah.
Is it heavy? Is it heavy, Jonathan?
Super heavy.
Let's see the side profile. Oh, that's a thick boy.
Yeah. But just like I said, it's 12 millimeters. My perpetual calendar is 10 millimeters. And the competition is 14 millimeters. So that is relatively slim by comparison.
Jamie Opulence has a good observation for you.
Jamie Opulence, is there a difference between boring straps and those hideous straps that you've been sporting? Another boring strap guy.
So 13 years. So did this guy ever condition the strap to make that it looks so brand new? Or
no, he keeps them in safes that are climatized.
Wow. Because I don't think I could put away shoes for more than 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, but I'm taking suggestions about which strap I should get: chocolate brown, navy blue, mustard yellow. With
that dial and the platinum case, you could almost put anything on there.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. I like the point is like it's thin, it's delicate looking. I like that.
The deployment buckle?
Yeah.
That is heavy and
no, I know it's heavy, but I mean it's elegant looking. It's not too bulky. Look at
if you compare that with other deployments, that is solid.
Lost your audio again, Higgy.
Watch companies are trying to save on material, and that is solid as it can get.
So Higgy, I have to get a audio disclaimer from you. Are we allowed to use this content on other channels?
Of course not. But you're taking it anyhow, so.
Well, I gotta be polite and ask, don't I?
Well, yeah, but what's the point of asking if you're using it anyhow?
I would rather have you show up and do it live. It's always better live, Higgy.
That's kind of that you say, but I need my beauty sleep.
I know, but you come on, you can't let an opportunity like this let some stupid ban affect you. You gotta show this off properly too on our.
Well, I did, and you can run the show and mock, and that's all good.
I'm not gonna mock Higgy. I don't mock this. I don't mock people's pride.
You don't have a strap to mock. Is that what you mean?
Well, look at it. I mean, this is the only thing that, look, I told you before on your stream, I just don't dig contrast stitching on it, and I don't like thick stitching either. I mean, look at that. That's obviously these people know what they're doing. Yep. You know. What is it? 19, 20?
22.
22 on them. Yeah. Man, it doesn't look like, I don't know if it's the matte black. It just doesn't look like it's a really wide strap.
Even that's a big watch, man. 42 on a dress watch is big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that considered strictly now? Is this? Let me ask you something with this tourbillon and the chain and everything. I mean, I know that obviously they engineer these things to be durable. Is it?
Thanks, Mickey.
Is it fragile? Do you have to treat it fragile or?
Yeah, I was addressing that on the other show. The problem is a tourbillon doesn't have a shock protector. So in that central pivot that you see usually on a normal watch, there is a shock protector. But tourbillons don't have that. The shock protection is a little bit in the tourbillon cage, and that's it. So that makes tourbillon watches a little bit more delicate than normal.
Can you imagine if Higgy's sitting there and he gets off the stream, he's got to play with the watch one more time before he goes to bed.
Of course, I'll let it flip.
He turns the crown, and then that window that opens and closes only opens halfway and gets stuck.
Well, I was half hoping it wouldn't, because I've seen that stuff happen, man, on these watches.
Yeah, so we're having strap discussions here. I forgot the maker of Russ. Russ is a big fan of Jean Rousseau. They are doing contrast stitching in platinum, yellow gold, rose gold. And that is what I'm trying to get for this particular watch. I'm trying to get a strap with a platinum stitching here.
The thread is actually platinum, made out of platinum?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That might be interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh, good question from CB. He's asking, did you check how precise it is running?
Not yet. Not yet.
What do you mean not yet? That's the whole point. Why would you not?
It's not important. I mean, I can play with that flip-flop sub-dial. So what's the point of checking the accuracy?
Of this watch is accuracy. Zay and chain, tourbillon, it's all accuracy. How is that not important? Like,
Tan, you know exactly that I'm back for less than 24 hours. I simply didn't have the time to check.
I think you were, I think you're just more enamored, like you said, in the
I'm a little bit hesitant because
the gimmicks,
just imagine the show is 30 seconds plus.
So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping you're like plus 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do if it's not satisfactory?
It's a service.
Send it to Lange and wait for another year to get it serviced.
I mean, but they're in a year.
Yeah.
So GMT's got a comment.
Wow.
Is that the comment?
Yeah.
Well, it actually reminds him of his panorama date, if it had an open heart. I disagree with you here, but if that reminds you, then it reminds.
Didn't they do a tourbillon like similar to that?
I think they did the panoramic as a tourbillon, as far as
maybe he's talking about that.
And Moritz Grossmann introduced a new tourbillon today. Have you seen that?
No, I didn't.
Also 44 millimeters, 14 millimeters thick. No fusée and chain, only the tourbillon, 200,000 euros.
No, I've spent my whole day convincing you bought an Orient Bambino.
So when you brought this home, Higgy, now, since you got this open tourbillon that you could stare at, did you find yourself looking at the front of the watch more or the back of the watch?
I mean, do you have to ask?
I'd have to say that you probably would look more at the front because you're used to looking at the mechanisms in the back of the watch. I mean,
no, that mechanism only works 4 times a day, so you're totally wrong. So I was watching the back of the watch much more than the front.
So can you see this chain? I'm
Yeah.
because I didn't see it. Probably because of your bad lighting.
While you check out the chain, Abdul's in the chat there. Higgins.
Yeah, Abdul, thank you very much.
Is it at the top?
So yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard to see because of the glare.
So 1 second, where's my pen? Okay, what you see here is the mainspring barrel, and what you see here is the fusee, and there is a connection. There is a little chain that runs here. So I'm trying to get a little bit closer, and when I wind the watch, you can see the chain moving. Actually,
You can see why it's $5,000 to service this thing. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
can you see the chain moving?
I can't.
It's towards the top, Curly. Like near 12 o'clock, you'll see a chain. It's kind of above those two wheels.
Oh yeah. I do.
Yeah, that's the chain.
Amazing.
Yeah, and the function of that chain is actually to have a constant force. The problem with all mechanical watches is there is a mainspring, and when the mainspring is fully wound, it has a stronger torque than when it's running down. And that fusee and chain compensates that, so that you have a constant force on the escapement. So it has a functional aspect, and in theory, it leads to higher accuracy.
Higgy, are you on a phone or are you on a computer?
iPad.
Can you? What was this next watch you were saying? Can we take a peek at it, or is that going to be a mystery until you get it?
Simon Brett.
Yeah.
I have to go to my other computer to show it, but I've been showing it plenty of times here on the Swiss and John show, and Tan is happy to show it to you on.
Sounds like he wants me to subscribe, Tan.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hey, this is a good question. So Abdul is also asking. He's heard the chain is pretty long.
Yeah, I think the chain is like 15 centimeters long. It's certainly longer than Romain Gauthier, for example. I think it's 15 centimeter. What is significant is the chain can pull 2 kilograms, and it's just
Holy
a tiny
shit,
little chain.
2 kilograms. That's almost 5 pounds.
Yep.
Everything there inside has to pull those 5 pounds.
Now, what fascinated you more, Higgy? The chain drive, or the tourbillon?
The fusee and chain. The tourbillon, I'm taking that in because it's an extra functionality. But the fusee and chain is what really fascinates me.
All right, boys. I got to run. Just wanted to say thank you, Higgins, for having me on, and big congrats on the watch.
Thanks for keeping us entertained.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah,
thanks for the gift certificate, Tan.
Yeah, I don't know how long you guys are gonna go on for, but if you're still on and I'm around, I'll try to come back. See you guys.
Yeah.
See you, Tan.
Okay. Bye, Tan. Yeah, I was planning on going into the technical aspects, but probably I'm going to do that another time. I think we all had a taster of the watch. Now everybody has seen it, and probably we will go into the meat and potatoes a little bit later on another show. And you're invited to watch.
Thank you very much. Well, hey, look, I can't wait for the world tour of when the article comes out too.
Yeah, well, the article will take some time for sure. So I hope that I'm meeting him very soon to take pictures, and then he's going to write about this particular collector, I'm pretty sure, and how well he cares about his watches. And I think that is always in my mind how really difficult he was, but I appreciated how difficult he was.
Well, Iggy, look at congratulations. I know that you know what, when you put every dime and nickel together, to put it into your hobby, and it takes that long to get what you want. I mean, that means you're very, very passionate about it. So look, congratulations, and I hope you wear it in good health. I hope you enjoy it. And come back and do some watch talk, Higgy, because it's not the same without you. And then, you know what? It's not fake appreciation; it's real appreciation of what you do. So,
thank
all
you
right.
very much. I appreciate that.
All right, Higgy.
Gary points out that we lost 100 viewers since you joined the stream.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. That's, you know, hey, you know, Tanzil's army, they're a finicky bunch, you know.
Yeah. I wonder how much he paid. If he paid your lemon kush, I wonder how much he paid for the Roberts.
No, Higgy, I actually did this for free. So,
okay.
All right, take it easy, Higgy.
Okay. You have a good night. Thank you very much for hopping on. Okay. Guess it was too boring for him. So yeah, if anyone else wants to join me, I'm dropping the link again. 1 second, I turn on the off the camera. But I think we covered the most important parts, and probably I'm going to bed very soon. So I'm posting the link again, and I'm trying to browse through some of the comments if something is open. Here, Jamie Opulence appreciates to hear from Tanzil. Loose tooth here. Yeah, I think we covered more or less everything here on the show. So I think I'm gonna end this show tonight. Since Curly left, we gained another 100 viewers. So there's something behind that. Yeah, it's very difficult to leave with 661 viewers. This is a record number, and I really appreciate everybody who watched. I appreciate all the comments. I will try to read all comments. I'm pretty sure there will be a second show about this particular watch, and we can go then a little bit deeper into the technology that went into it. You've seen some of the features, but there are some features that I didn't mention, and probably I'm going to do that in another show. So thank you very much for again for everybody showing up tonight. I hope that you enjoyed it, and hope to see you all very soon in the Swiss and John show. Now I'm running the trailer, the end trailer here on my iPad. This is also my first. So yeah, goodbye to everyone, and talk to you later.